Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy that I'm here today, and you see the good part of my workspace every day. Somebody came in here the other day and said, "This corner looks very familiar." I said, "Well, don't you go and look for my podcasts?" And they go, "Yeah." I said, "Well, then it should look very familiar." It's very different when you see it. And if you saw the rest of the room today, it is an absolute craziness. And we've just come through a week where we were celebrating, well, not the whole week, but, you know, um, Mother's Day. And I was packing Mother's Day things and that, and I haven't cleaned up yet. And I also decided not to until I had soaps made and things like that for Mother's Day, and I'm going to now sell them off my shelf, but they still need to be wrapped and that. And I'm thinking, I'm not cleaning up until I've done all the mess. And I'm a little bit of, my mother used to call me a mouse. A mouse makes a nest, but it's not a tidy little nest. Um, a mouse will scratch things together, all little bits of everything, and then put them on a pile. And a mouse can't decide what she wants to keep or what she doesn't want to keep. So, all except my body, my mother used to call me a mouse. I'm trying not to be a hoarding mouse because that can become a problem for my children one day. But Romans 15, verse 7 says, "Accept one another, just as Christ accepted you, in order to bring praise to God." So I must accept everybody because Christ accepted me, and this brings praise to God. And then I always go, "And what about those people who sin, Lord?" Because I'm so perfect. And God always goes, "Well, wouldn't you like people to just accept you like you are? And then you can work with that person." So I found it something amazing. If I look upon somebody that I know is not living a life that I believe one should live, and I by no means live a perfect life, but if I want somebody who I believe can feed into my life to just accept who I am and give me the wisdom they have so that I can become better, the better version of myself, then why should somebody not expect that from me? And that's quite a frightening thought, actually. Because if I can't accept that from somebody else, why should they accept it from me? And that actually opened my eyes. Because I love greatly. I have people in my life whom I just love, but I don't always agree with what everybody does and how everybody lives their life. I learned long ago to go into somebody's flat, and if it's not quite as clean as my house is very untidy and mostly very clean, but mostly very clean. But if I feel that their house isn't as clean as mine, then perhaps just have a cup of tea. But don't judge them on the dust on their furniture. Don't judge them at all. Have compassion and not feel sorry for, but have compassion for their life and how they feel to live it. If you don't totally agree with what they're doing. So you look at people that don't live the same sexual life as you, or maybe they don't go to church, or maybe of gender violence in a house, or of children being manipulated and hurt in a house. But maybe you are there to bring some healing. But I can guarantee you now, healing doesn't come from me judging the circumstance. Healing comes from me to bring them the advocate, so that when they do eventually go before the judge, our God, advocate Jesus, is on their side. And I can promise you that as soon as you bring them the advocate Jesus, they walk a walk that you can't even imagine in your mind as a human. So we grapple with things in life, and that's okay. Because the more we grapple, the closer to God we can move. So, yeah, I encourage you to look upon what you see as the sin in the world. Ask God, is this truly sin? And even when He says yes, go out in love and show them the advocate of truth. That God, that Jesus, that advocate will do all the work you think you should do, but He will be more successful. Can you do that? You don't have to condone sin. You have to love people, because that's the praise that God wants. Challenge accepted? Well, I'm challenged. Have a wonderful day, and we'll speak again tomorrow.